the TI-84 to do find the correlation coefficient, linear regression of data. But I also wanted to show how you could use the NUMWORKS calculator to do the same thing. So on this calculator, I'm going to go back to the home screen. All of these are considered regressions because we are finding a best fit for some data. So if I go to the regression, you'll notice that it has X and Y. And they want us to calculate a regression line for the U.S. emissions from the non-U.S. emissions. So we're predicting the U.S. from the non-U.S. So that means if we're predicting the U.S., that becomes our Y. And this is our X because we're predicting the U.S. from the non-U.S. So I would enter in the non-U.S. in my X's, 3.3, 3.3, 3.3, 3.4, 3.4, 3.3, 3.3, and 3.5. And then I would go to the Y column and type in those. 19.7, 19.8, 19.5, 19.7, 19.5, making sure, I think I got off somewhere, 19, 19.7, 19.8, 19.5, 19.7. I did, I have too many 3.4s over here. So delete that line. I can work back over here. Okay, so that should be 19.5, 19.6, and 19.4. Okay, so if I hit the back arrow, I can go up to the top and I can go to the graph. Now it automatically does a scatter plot and puts in the line of best fit, and I prefer to look at the stats screen to get all the details. Now it gives me all kinds of things. It gives me the mean of the X's and the mean of the Y's. It gives me the standard deviation of the X's and the standard deviation of the Y's, the variance of the X's and the variance of the Y's, if I needed those for anything, the covariance. And then it gives me the regression, and it says it's going to be y equals ax plus b, and it gives me my a, and it gives me my b. So it's giving me my equation, and this is kind of hard to see for me. I've got to figure out how to make this bigger. Negative 1.7368 x plus 25 point, I'm going to have to get this closer to me, 3868. And if I scroll down, it gives me R is negative, so that means it is a negative correlation, and it gives me 0.81, so that's a fairly strong negative correlation. And it also gives me my AR squared, which is at 0.66, which we talk about in one of the videos, how to understand that. But we can also use this equation to make predictions. And the really neat thing is with this calculator, it can help you make these predictions really easy. So remember, the non-US is my X and US is my Y. So if the non-US emissions differ by 0.2 from one year to the next, by how much would you predict the US emissions to differ? So that is dealing with the slope. So this slope is changing by ones. So if we changed by 0.2, how much would you expect the US emissions to differ? So it'd be 0.2 times that slope. You'd expect it to, so 0.2 times that slope, that would be how much it differs. It's going down by negative 0.347. Predict the U.S. emissions when the non-U.S. is at 0.34. So To make a prediction with this calculator, it's really nice. I can go back to the graph. So if I go back to the graph, this is what's really neat about this calculator. If I press OK in the graph, it asks, do I want to make a prediction given the X or given the Y? Oh! So I'm going to click OK there. What X value do I want to make a prediction from? It gave me 3.4. I'm going to press Enter and confirm. And it says when X is 3.4, my prediction is 19.482. So it'll make a prediction given the X, or it'll figure out what X value would predict a certain Y. So this calculator is really great for predictions.